Hey everybody, it's JJamJim, and welcome back to another episode of Vanilla Valley here in City Skylines, our tutorial slash Let's Play series. This is episode 24, and we're just taking a look at our lovely farming area that we built last time using the New Industries DLC. I hope you enjoyed the 3-episode series that we did, that we spent working on industries, and there was one thing, I did get a comment. And it was discussing the idea that we actually do need generic industry for our commercial zones to feel satisfied. Now, so we got rid of all of this, right? And to the person who commented, I'm not trying to say that you are wrong. I generally don't know the answer to that just yet. I'm not convinced, and I was trying to find answers and look up some things to actually, figure this out. But it's interesting that we can maybe figure this out together. So in a city that we just started streaming over on Twitch, we have found, I don't have a single bit of regular, oh great, we got our level 3 farming, perfect. We'll look at that in a second. So I don't have a single bit of industrial that is zoned in that city. And somehow our commercial areas, I believe, are doing okay. Now, there is this building here that is saying that it does not have enough goods to sell. That's not super uncommon, though, to happen once in a while. Now, I don't know. I genuinely don't know if that is because we got rid of this generic industry or not. But it was under my belief that when you converted these buildings, you didn't actually need generic industry. Now, but to that person's point, the person who gave us that comment, and I really do appreciate it because these are the kind of conversations I love to have, is that really the case? Do we actually need to have yellow zoned industry in our city to get enough goods to our people? Now, the reason I don't know if that's true is because I have built cities in the past that have been all zoned specifically for forestry or farming or oil, just, like in the old days, right? The good old days where you would zone a district and then you would say, you know what, this is going to be a farming area, right? Realistically, this was only the tiny little bit that we had that was regular. And I don't know if that was actually keeping all of these other commercial buildings satisfied, just that little bit. But really all we had was forestry and farming, and I have built cities that were all made with, a specific, a specific farming industry, or a specific industry, right? Which is no different than doing what we're doing here, right? So that is a really good question, and I think that should be something that is in the back of our heads as we continue on here, because I would like to get rid of generic industry if possible, and I think that we can do it, but I also could very well be wrong. So I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that, though. It's a very good point, and we should keep an eye on it because as we continue to learn about how all of this is working and how our profit is working, and my goodness, look at this profit! Wow. We must have exported a whole bunch just there. I have noticed that significantly in some of the other cities that I've been working on, that oil definitely makes you a lot more money than, say, forestry, right? I found forestry to be a little confusing. I don't know how much this is making us. Yeah, similar kind of situation. We don't have enough workers, right? And currently, we're not processing anything, but I don't think we actually have any processing plants, do we? So we did unlock a medium, what did we unlock? The medium crop field and the medium fruit field. Do I have a flour mill down? No, I just have a warehouse cattle shed to make the animal products. Oh no, I do have flour mills. So that's interesting. So why are we not outputting this? We're only outputting our crops. It does say 10 to 11 tons, but our output's still 0. That's a little puzzling, isn't it? These are all things that we'll iron out as we go. Certainly. But I also want to make sure that we are moving forward with our city, and that, you know, I'm fine leaving a couple of these generic farms over here for now. We could always expand it and add to it later, but as right now, this seems to be pretty self-sustaining, minus the fact that I don't know why this isn't working. But we'll keep an eye on that. It's like traffic. You know, if you stare at it too long, you're going to start to make changes, and then you won't know what change actually worked or why, right? Let's just let it settle and see what happens. Now, we certainly can, you know, change all of this over to other industry as well, and certainly like this forestry area, we can do the same thing. I think for now, though, let's leave it, and we'll work on, as we expand, I really just want to start kicking this into high gear. I want to keep, you know, we haven't hit a milestone in a couple episodes now, or maybe more than that, and I want to keep moving this forward. So last time, of course, we built our key wall here. Not key wall, it is the canals. We've built our canals, and so the water has settled. And in fact, the water to me has settled too much. Remember, it was overflowing? Well, now that it's settled, it's quite low to me. I would like it a little bit higher. So I think what we might do is go back to our canals. And I can't remember, do we use deep? I feel like we may have used the deep canals. So what if we were to upgrade this to, yes, I think we did. So let's just upgrade this to the medium depth and see where that water level brings us. Hopefully, and it's doing what we think it will. The water effects are gonna, that might be the key. That might be the ticket. Obviously, we don't want it overflowing, but I would like it just, you know, just a little bit off of it, but not so deep that we can't see the water from, you know, it just felt a little awkwardly low. I think that's going to be the way it goes. Yeah. Lovely. Okay, cool. So, let's continue onward and try to get this across. I'm not convinced it's going to work, but let's give it a shot. Now, how close? You see, it gets all wacky. It starts to kind of not want to. So that's still 180. But yeah, it treats the canals kind of goofy. So you're going to have to play with that a little bit. So what we can do is, can I get this straight across? Now, is it because... we may have to do a little... No, it worked. Oh, that was because it was elevated. Oh, okay, so we can't do a level crossing. Okay, that's fair. Fair enough. Okay, game. I see you there. So what if we were to do... I don't know, 6. Okay, 6 works. So that's good. I wonder if we can actually go straight now. So... let me go up to 6. And... oh, look at that. Oh, we're able to get it just over. And then we can just hit back down. Because what we can do now is, now that we have that in place, I'm going to just pop this right here. So we can delete just this little chunk, right? Delete that, delete that. Bring this back, and then come back down. So it's a little more even on the other side. Ah, see, sometimes you must trick the game to do what you need it to do. Although I would say that's a compromise. I half tricked the game, and the game half tricked me by saying you can't do a level crossing. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, cool. So, yeah, so this will extend over this direction. And go straight. Now... you know, if we continue this city onward to where we start unlocking more tiles using like a 25 tile mod and things like that, we're probably going to want to bring this over and across. So what I think then we'll do is let's drop this, you know, let's leave it, okay? And then we'll have roads coming off the sides, or perhaps we even do like a roundabout here at the end. And then we have roads coming off. That's actually what I think we should do. Let's do a little roundabout here. So we'll do a two-way roundabout. And we'll go out by, let's just do 5. I think that'll be just fine. That. There we are. There we go. Cool. And then from here, we'll just have roads that kind of, because in my head, and the way a lot of cities are sort of built is, not to say that we need to do it like every other city, but a lot of times there's just, you know, like a big road that goes alongside, and then there's no zoning on this side of the road, but on the inside there will be. And then we'll just use a road to kind of loop around and connect our city up. All the while funneling into this main corridor here. Yeah. But on this side, I think we may want to do something a little different. I think we may want to go like this. Say something like that. Okay? Then we go straight up. Actually, I want to be a little bit more over. I want to be like right here. Great. So can we make that happen? Grab our perfect curve tool. Let's see if we can line that up. That's not going to grab that for me. So we're going to eyeball it. That's a little over, I think. There we go. Cool. And then do a similar roundabout function at the end here. Okay, so we basically have one long road, and then what we'll do off of this is we'll bridge smaller avenues that off of here, and then from there, because I'm thinking we're gonna want you know what would be really cool? Having trams going right next to the quay here, or the excuse me, why do I keep wanting to call it a quay? The canal. Yeah, let's think about this for a moment. Because how cool would that be? You're riding the train, and there's, you know, like the water's right there, and I don't know, perhaps there's buildings or whatever. Yeah, so how close can we get to this? The question is, do I want zoning on here? And I don't know if I want zoning, but I do think that I'm going to want like a path or something next to it. So perhaps we can get a little bit closer. And maybe we should be putting the path in first. This is going to be a little tricky, but let's see if we can make it work. So if I do that, right? Can I still get a path in here? And I'm going to want to use this park path. Oh, I can, and I think... Yeah, it's not going to let me do that, but if I can use the zoning squares and just have it run along the avenue there. See, now that's nice. I like that. There's a little bit of a tear there. But I think we can put some bushes and some trees and stuff in there. Let me just make sure we can do that. Let's just, you know, let's pre-plan a little bit here. Yes, we can. Perfect. I think that's going to be the way we do it. So we want to leave at least 2 zoning squares. So we're just gonna eyeball this. And if it's 3, that's okay too. I may go straight there for a little bit, and then try to curve again. And now we're getting to the 3, but that's all right. Go like that, and there. And then what I'm gonna do is loop this. It's gonna bridge over. Yeah, it's gonna bridge over and come back down and around the outside. So we're gonna have the main corridor, then we're gonna have our tram road that sort of circles around that, and then inside of that is where we're gonna have inside of that is where our city will actually live. Yeah, let's try that. If it doesn't work, then we'll change it, right? Oh, was it because of the silliness? Oh, it's like flashing. We may need to end up curving it. So let me bring this a little closer, and then we'll kind of take a look at how that's gonna go. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna let me. So what if we go like this, okay? And then we grab a perfect tool. We go, say, 15. If I go up, will that help? No. Okay, so it's the height's not the issue. It's just the crossing of the. Okay, so what if I did this? Just because what I don't want is that road to be the problem. Doesn't seem like that's the issue, though. Oh, it's just off, too. Well. What if we just did it straight? And then this just went like that, and just a sharp curve? I mean, it's not a sharp curve, but yeah. I think that'll work. So I think what we're going to accept here is that this is going to cross here. And there's going to be an intersection. And I'm okay with it. I thought about putting it up and over. But I also sort of want people to be able to use, you know, to have a connection point here. And just reconnect. Perfect. Great. No, I think that'll be just fine. It's gonna be a little bit more of a sharper curve than I had anticipated. But then on this side, it's just gonna run along the waterfront. And let's see, can we get into there? I can. I may actually go straight with this. There we go. Like that. That's a little wavy. But, you know, something like that. And let's see if we can get over this. Now I'm gonna have to go up probably again. So let's grab that 6 height and go like this. No. Maybe we gotta go a little closer. There we go. Although I don't think that's gonna meet up. It's not gonna really. Yeah. So we may need to do a sharp sharp curve there. Yeah, because I don't think that's going to let us. So what if we just, as best we can, maybe like a 135? Or 136, I guess. Oh, it's because, yeah. Oh, darn it. Okay. So we'll go up to 6. I saw it. I saw it. It's just, it's literally flashing. Like that. Okay. And, you know what, though? The keys, my friends, will be worth it. The key wall will be worth it. Alright, so let's go down. And then this will just connect up to here. And then what I think we'll end up doing... That is not what I wanted to do. Now I've distorted the roundabout. Oh. Measure twice, cut once. And what I actually think I might do with this is just right away say this is going to be the 2-lane. Yeah, it's going to be 2-lane tram road. Okay, let's try this again. There we are. And same deal over here, but I think I might go out by 5. Connect. Go straight. A little further. And then go like that. And now, I don't really like this. I'm actually wondering if we can... I'm wondering if I can actually just go keep going straight with this thing. And then just sort of have eyeball that to there. There, that's better. But now we have a very, very interesting looking road system that I think will actually work and service the city quite well. Great. So then, what I like to do when I'm outfitting road systems is if I'm not using tram road or I'm not using like the 6-lane. Speaking of which, I think the 6-lane we should probably do is like a bike road or perhaps maybe bus, something like that. But what I like to do is create downtown areas with bike roads, like bike lanes, right? There's a lot of that in the city where I live. Makes a lot of sense. Except I think let's do it like in the center there. As far as connecting roads up over here, I'm not sure. Because I could bridge that over. But I think this needs a connection point about there as well. And on this side, maybe it's just smaller roads. But then the only connection point from this side to the other side is this bridge. Whereas it feels like we maybe need a little bit more than that. But if we had walking paths going across, then maybe not. You know, maybe we don't. Because realistically, I do want people to have to funnel in to here. Now, this might actually cause some problems, and if it does, we can always divert. I'm going to do that right now. I've experienced this before, and it can be somewhat of an issue. So what I'm going to do is change these bits here. And what we're going to do instead is just divert the 2-lane road with tram tracks. And I'm going to have it connect off of here. And just basically go around and avoid that intersection completely. And what that buys you is... Really? Okay, there we go. What that buys you is now you have traffic free to just head into the intersection here and then make their way around, because what happens is the one-way 2-lane tram track, it sports low traffic, but if you notice, if I do it with this, the problem is now these 2 lanes have to cross. Like, let's say there was another one coming in this way and tried to make its way around the roundabout. These cars have to then cross the tram as it's entering the roundabout, and it gets just really messy. So to avoid that, we're just gonna have this go around, and I think that'll be just fine. And it looks just fine. It looks really nice. So yeah, I think it's actually gonna be okay. Maybe we'll have residential people on this side, maybe a strip of commercial along the area, but then a lot more residential, and then the other side is sort of the commercial, big business downtown area, and I like that. And so for this side, I might do... Let's go like that and like that. And I think we'll do another roundabout. Nothing crazy, but you know, 5 might be nice. And we can always put, you know, we can always decorate this with trees and make it look really nice, but just, you know, like maybe this is like an office district down here, right? Because I don't like just dead-end roads, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to be necessary to have this bridge around and connect up to over here. Because again, we want them sort of to use the larger avenue to funnel them in and out, so they're not cutting through the side streets, essentially. On this side, could do a similar thing, although it feels like to me instead you maybe just do go like a smaller road with just a small little roundabout. So like 1, 2, 3. Something like that. And then inside of here, we'll just sort of grid this up because, you know, and that's why I like to do some of these features that kind of force you to make a road system that's maybe a little unorthodox or a little different. And that's what this canal has allowed us to do, right? And that's what I like about doing things like that, because realistically, cities are grids, right? Manhattan is a giant grid. There's a lot of, you know, not obviously older European cities, but a lot of American cities, even spread out into the suburbs, are grids, right? But you still want to make sure that they're interesting. And so that's kind of what this canal has done for us. It's forced us to create a different type of road system, and that will change how we sort of make this look, and it will keep this looking interesting even if this is just gridded. So I'm going to grab the tool here. I don't want the intersection to be very close to that. perhaps there. And then these will just be the small roads. Get rid of that for a second here. And then we'll go back up to there. Now I can put this back. But really, really cool having the train overhead. I think that'll look quite excellent. Good. Keep this pretty tight here. I don't think I actually want to do that. But what if I did that instead? And we can always make those junctions not all, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, we could put a little park in there or something. That'll be okay. And then bring this down. And let's see. I want this to line up right there. It's pretty close. It's off by like a degree, but I think that's okay. That can connect there. Now we can obviously move any of these grids if they're, you know, not looking quite right, or we want to put a bigger building in or something like that. You know. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And that. Yeah. And this to about there. I think that'll be just fine. And just for fun, just to keep things interesting, let's go 45 and a 45. I know that's not entirely straight, but it looks pretty good. Just to kind of give this some, I don't know. Again, we can always change it, right? Okay. Yeah. And then over here, use those points. We'll go down like that, and up, and let's do that a little tighter. Grid Systems 101. Yeah, we can do that too. Might leave a space there. It doesn't hurt to leave some spaces for some larger footprint buildings that do, you know, there are here in the monuments and section and stuff. And there's just buildings that just don't quite fit in the regular gridded areas. So it's okay to leave, you know, some space there. And yeah, I'm gonna allow that. But it'd be nice if that worked. Yeah. Okay. It's coming along. It's coming along. It's going to be a really, really nice big space for us to work off of. And then over here, I think what will just sort of happen is I'm going to change these to be... is we do... something like that. And then I'm not sure yet how those all get connected up, but that's something for us to figure out in the future. Yeah. I think this will be interesting. I don't quite know how it's gonna all work, but I'm just working with the contours of the land here. Now, why is that divot in there? Did I put that in there? Looks like something man-made, doesn't it? What is that? Is there something built here? Oh. Weird. Oh, our farming has hit level 4. Which we have access to a slaughterhouse, large barn, instead of farm maintenance buildings, so we can have, maintenance increases our efficiency, and then a clothing factory, so we can make some unique products out of it. So that's very good. Very good indeed. And then, yeah, so this, I think, can, oh, shoot. It's gonna, yeah, the water now realizes what just happened. It's gonna kind of wait for that to go away, because it won't let us build in the water. There we are. And then, yeah, so maybe we need to line these up so they're straight. These need to be lined up. Let's just back those up. Because I kind of want this to be a little straight. You know, something like, yeah, because I think that actually could be really, really nice. Of course, it's going to cause problems, but you know what? We're just going to get rid of it. That's going to go straight. That's going to go straight. And then this, that's not quite right. Can go like that. Probably should have made this one first. But that's okay. And then like that. And then we finish these off. Basically just creating our little neighborhoods here. There. And I think that's quite cool, actually. Let's put our highway back. And, oh my goodness, we are way over time. That's what happens here. You're just having too much fun building. But I'm glad that we kind of got this system in place. And then inside of here, perhaps it's just like a really nice park or something. We can do a park life park. And I think that would be quite lovely. Right off the roundabout here. It's a good size. Right next to the canals. Just be a little bit of a green space right there. And I think that's quite lovely. Well, everybody, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I know we didn't do a whole lot in this episode, but you know what? Putting down road systems is something that I get asked a lot about, and people do have questions about like how do you do it? And as you can see, I didn't plan really any of that. That we just sort of did on the fly, and some things we're gonna probably change later, and some things we're gonna get rid of. But you know, do what feels right. And I would argue that don't put too much pressure on yourself. I think, when you first start building some of your early cities, it's just going to be really hard to kind of come up with that stuff. I struggled with that as well. As you build more and more cities and try other things, you're going to kind of get a feel for, where things are going to go and how the layout is going to look and sort of the feel you want. And I think it's going to open up some more creativity on your end. I know for sure that in the beginning, I was very frustrated and I struggled with a lot of that. But don't be too hard on yourself. Just build, try things, get rid of what doesn't work, change it if you don't like it. But that's the beauty of this game. And so yeah, keep on keep on keeping on and build away and build what you love. So, everybody, that will do it. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next episode of City Skylines. Bye, everybody.